Welcome to CEO Fuel, where epic leaders come to get recharged and fueled up for success. Your host, April Franks Hunt, Super CEO of Coach, Speak, and Serve, is serving up the fuel you need to connect with other amazing leaders and learn new strategies to help you create more impact and profits in your businesses. Now, here's April.
Hi there, everybody. Happy Thursday. It's April Hunt, Epic April. I'm actually going to just now call myself Epic April. So when you introduce me, just say, hey, it's Epic April. Like I'm just dropping everything, right? So it is our special edition of CEO Fuel. This is our Icon Edition, part 2 of a 2-part series. I'm really excited that you're here. My name is April Hunt. I am the master coach of Coach, Speak, and Serve and the administrator of the community Coach, Speak, and Write for Profits. And I am super thrilled. I'm your host today and every day, right? For this amazing session that we're doing today with some of my icons and some amazing leaders that are going to be teaching you how you can harness your own success in varying ways. And so if you are an entrepreneur, a purpose-driven coach, speaker, author, blogger, consultant, then this is the live for you. So let me know where you're viewing from. If you haven't already tapped the share button, tap the daggone share button, right? We're all about the shares up in here. So make sure that you do that and bring your friends. If you know someone who's looking to understand how they can provoke their own success, how they can raise a mogul, how they can make money out of their side hustle, how they can forget the stuff they're not good at and focus on what they are, then tag them in the comments below. And I have to bring to the stage Mr. Rob, who is part of our production team. Rob, are you there?
Ta-da!
Hey, so Rob is, I have to give a shout out to Rob with Enlightened Audio Visual, right? Because
not anymore.
Oh, well, what's the new name?
It's Hixvideo. It's even simpler.
Oh, Hixvideo. So Hixvideo. So Rob Hix of Hixvideo. And look, this is how great live is, right? Like I didn't even know that the name changed. So with Hixvideo, which he's produced over 500 professionally produced shows just like this one, and he can produce one for you too. So Rob, thank you for everything you do to keep us straight, looking amazing, and producing really professional and high quality content.
It's my pleasure. Enjoy the show. And Barbara is in here. I saw her from last week. So hi, Barbara.
Did you?
And there's tons of people that are chatting. So thank you guys very much, and thank you for the shares. And have a good time.
Thanks, Rob. So Rob is in Baltimore doing his thing. Shout out again to Hixvideo. And this week on tonight's show, I'm going to be bringing to the stage some of my amazing, first of all, I think that, being a leader and having the opportunity to watch people shine, watch them really kind of be the icon in their lane, rock what they do well, I think is like the biggest honor. And so on today's show, I'm going to have Markeith Braden of the School of Purpose. He is going to be teaching you how you can provoke success, right? How you can provoke success. And that's really an important element. There he is. You guys see his handsome face up there. Ladies, I'm not sure if he's single, but that may be another CEO fuel. I can see him in the green room and he just made a face. So we'll see. I'm going to ask him when he gets on. And then he's going to be talking about provoking success. Then we're going to talk to Rhonda Knight Boyle, who lives here in Oklahoma City in my town where I live. Rhonda is amazing. She is the woman who can help you really tap into what is great about you. And she really teaches you how to harness that and really do away with your weaknesses, right? Don't you hate that question on interviews and stuff when people are like, well, name 3 of your weaknesses? Rhonda really shows you how you can maximize what's already great about you, what is innately great. And I think that's awesome. And then we have Mel V Russell. And I'm excited about Mel V. Mel V is by day HR professional extraordinaire, right? Powerhouse. And she's also helping other individuals who want to emerge into entrepreneurship, showing them how they can make cash with their side hustle, right? Like how you can actually do it. And she's going to be telling you some secrets on what you can do to make it happen for yourself. and she's like a living example. And I really like that, right? Like, don't you enjoy people that are really living it? They're not just talking about it, but they're kind of in the flow of it. And so Mel B is going to be coming up for that. So make sure that you are tuned in to that segment. And then we have Tamara Lewis. Tamara I think she's really awesome. And I love the fact that her brand is about raising a mogul. She has a mogul that she's raising, a teenager who is a CEO of her own company, successful, profitable. And now Tamara is teaching other parents how they can also raise moguls, how they can teach their kids how to enterprise and be strong within their entrepreneurship. Like, I think that's awesome. So if you have a kid that you think is crazy, mouthy, bossy, all those things, chances are you might be raising a mogul too. So make sure that you're tuned in to that segment, right? And then I'm going to be sharing with you what my favorite thing is this week. I told you last week what it was. Last week it was Freshly, right? Freshly is fresh food cooked, delivered to your door between like $7, $9, I don't know, something like that. But it's amazing for busy professionals or for gifts, things like that. All right, so I'll be sharing that. And then I'll be closing with the bottom line. Like, what's the bottom line of your business? The purpose of CEO Fuel is really to help entrepreneurs really stay connected, connect with other leaders that can help you get to where it is that you want to go. It's to deliver great content. I have a ton of fun while I'm doing it. But at the same time, we want you to know, what's happening behind the scenes, right? And so that's why we're bringing this to you. So again, my name is April Hunt, better known as Epic April. If you haven't already shared this broadcast, I highly encourage you to do so. And now, first of all, let me just take a breath. Let me breathe, right? Because I'm on time. It's 8:06. I'm actually on time, like a few seconds, and I'm drinking some wine. So if you're having wine, cheers. If you're not, maybe you should be. Cheers anyway. And I want to bring on my first guest, and that's Markeith Braden. And I had the pleasure of meeting Markeith. Actually, I'm not sure. So let's get Markeith on. Markeith is the founder of the School of Purpose. He is the host of the School of Purpose podcast. I call him, he's like my private tech guru person. I don't know if he's received that yet, but that's kind of how I feel. So Markeith, where are you at?
I'm right here. Can you see me?
Yes, we can. How you doing?
I'm awesome. Good to be here.
Thank you so much. Well, thank you for saying yes to being a part of CEO Fuel. I'm glad that we were able to accommodate your busy schedule. I saw you on some red carpet today, interviewing celebrities and famous people. So thank you for gracing our stage.
You are welcome. And April, we will do almost anything that we can for you because of how you show up in our lives and really provide us substance and sustenance so that we can grow our businesses.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit first of all, tell us where you were today. Like, I was interested. I wanted to know about that.
Awesome. Well, I live in Nashville, and today the National Museum of African American Music hosted one of their annual luncheons event honoring Patti LaBelle, Kirk Franklin, and Teddy Riley. And I was asked to be the social media correspondent for the museum on their social media pages. And it was just an awesome, awesome event because we're building a great museum here in Nashville to honor all of the African-American musicians and artists throughout this world.
Oh, I love it. And then here's what's really great about that. What's great about that is you provoke that. And what you're talking about today is you're talking about provoking your own success. So, how did you first, before you even give us, what that looks like, how did you get into entrepreneurship yourself? Like, was this a plan? What happened? How did you get here?
So my story really wasn't a plan. I had kind of been tinkering a little bit with entrepreneurship as a speaker while I was a healthcare administrator full time. And in 2014, on April the 4th of 2014, I got a knock on my door. And that was the knock of destiny by laying me off my job and pushing me into this place called entrepreneurship and opportunity. And so that's how I ended up being in entrepreneurship as well as in full-time ministry too. And so I haven't looked back since these last 3 years, and I'm just moving forward.
Absolutely. And you've been doing a really great job. When you think about provoking success, right? Because I think a lot of people think, Markeith, that it just comes and that you'll know all the answers. Can you just speak to our audience? First of all, if you are ready for success, let me just see you type 1 in the comment box. If you're ready for success, let me see you type 1 in the comment box. it's time for us to really do some amazing things. I see B and Kara and Candy and John and Elizabeth and Jennifer, like they want to provoke success. So Markeith, what does that look like? People are waiting for things to happen. Should they be waiting, or what should they be doing?
You know, you shouldn't be waiting. You absolutely should not be waiting. And let me lean on my ministry gift here. There are two things that I know for sure. One is that faith without works is dead. And if you don't have any action or any corresponding action with that in which you believe, then it's just really something that you kind of dream of doing. It's just a dream. And I'm reminded of this idea from Frederick Douglass. And he said this, he said that I prayed for 40 years to be set free. But it wasn't until I put feet to my prayers that I actually became free. And so that's provoked success. Provoked success looks like you getting out of your comfort zone. You forgetting about how you look on video. You forgetting about what your voice sounds like in doing a podcast or radio. You forgetting about all the things that you don't have, and you actually lean on what you do have and make it work for you. That's provoked success.
I love it. I love it. Markeith, so provoking success is basically people pushing, beyond the limits, right? They're pushing beyond the limits. And, it's like we all have these things that sometimes are valid reasons why we, could just kind of sit back and do nothing. And so what you're saying is, even if you don't have all the answers, you still got to put one foot in front of the other, right?
You still have to put one foot in front of the other. And, a lot of times we get to the point where we feel inadequate. We get to the point where we feel like we're not enough. That was my story 3 years ago when I met you in San Diego at the Lisa Nichols conference, the Millionaire Conference. I can't remember the name of it right now, but that was what I came with, was that I wasn't enough. I needed another degree. I needed another certificate. I needed another a job. I needed another opportunity to lead an organization. And I went there saying that I really wasn't enough, but I left there saying I am enough because God created me to be enough. And that's what started this journey of provoked success. Can I tell you real quick how I came up with provoked success? Yes, please. It actually happened last week. You were speaking with Kenya. And while you were speaking, and I actually text you this, while you were speaking, you said provoked success. Because I always talk about intentionality and I always talk about doing things on purpose. And I immediately went to look to see if that URL existed because I was provoked, which means I was stimulated. I acted up on something that was inspiring me. And the URL was available, provokesuccess.com and provokesuccess.net. And I bought both of them. And so now I realize and understand a part of my platform is to provoke success in other people's lives by teaching them how to build their own personal brand platform so that they can profit from their purpose.
Oh my God, that is so amazing. Oh, I do remember that. Kenya was on last week, you guys. You may remember. She's one of our icons. Make sure you're following her. So that, I first of all, I totally love that. Do you feel, now I want you to answer this for us, Marquis. Okay. What is it that people need to do? Do you got some 1, 2, 3s for people? Are we free flowing? What are we doing here?
Yes, we can free flow. And there are three questions I want you to ask yourself as you think about provoke success, because many people find themselves stuck. Many people find themselves not being able to move in the direction that they want to move in. And I learned these 3 questions by one of my mentors, other than April Franks Hunt, and his name is Simon Bailey. And here are 3 questions that you should ask yourself so that you can begin to stimulate the action that you need to move to your next level. Number 1, what can I do, or what would I do right now if I knew I could not fail? What would I do right now if I knew I could not fail? Question number 2, what would I do, or what is it that I love doing so much that I would do it for free? What is it that I love doing so much that I would do it for free? And then the third question that you should ask yourself, I learned this question actually while I was in divinity school at Vanderbilt, And it was this question right here. What makes you come alive? What makes you come alive? And that's from a quote by Howard Thurman. He says, don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive, because what the world needs is for you to be alive.
Yes, I love it. If you are watching and tuning in right now to CEO Fuel, you just heard Markeith Braden. I'm April Hunt, Epic April. In the comments below, let me see you say, I am alive. I am alive. I am alive. I love that. And Markeith just told you that the world needs you. And to recap what he said, just in case y'all missed it somewhere, he said those 3 things to ask yourself is, what could you do if you knew you could not fail? Number 2, what would you do for free? And number 3, what makes you come alive? What makes you come alive? Markeith, since you've been on this journey, and I know we got to wrap because we got to jump to Rhonda, right? But you've been on this journey, and what would you want to leave with an entrepreneur who may be weary or not sure if it's what they want to do? Because this is a crazy kind of space, right? What would you just leave them with before you go and we share with people how they can take advantage of your podcast?
Okay. What I would leave you with today is that this is the season to jump. This is your season to jump. I know it seems scary. I know you seem like it seems as though you don't have what you need, or that you're not equipped with what you need. But this is the season to jump. And here's why this is the season to jump. Because there is something below you that's going to catch you.
Absolutely.
There is something below you that's waiting for you to jump. And you can't see it right now, because what you have blinding you is fear, inadequacy, and you not being enough. But as soon as you push all 3 of those things away, you will see the net at the bottom to catch you so that you could be successful. That's what I'll leave with you.
I love it. Markeith, where can people hear more from you?
You can connect with me at markeithbraden.com. But there's one thing that I believe that's really helped me to provoke my success, and that's starting a podcast. So anyone who's interested in really getting their message out and really getting known more, I believe podcasting is a great way. And if you're interested in podcasting, I have a free gift for you. All you have to do is go to podcastforinfluence.com. Podcastforinfluence.com. You can connect with me there. Also on my website, markeithbraden.com.
Awesome. Podcastforinfluencers.com. Check it out. You can also find him at School of Purpose. He's all over the place. He has a very unique name, Marquis Braden. Marquis, thank you so much for gracing the CEO Fuel stage. Thank you so much. So I really appreciate Marquis, and I really enjoy the fact that he brings an element of ministry to our madness within entrepreneurship. So make sure that you connect with him and you follow him in this broadcast. Once we're done, all the links and things on how you can connect with our guests will be attached, and you can totally go and follow them and tell them that, you know, if something resonated with you that they said. So now I want to bring to the stage one of my local people here. It's always nice to work with people that live in your same town. And I can't even remember where I met Rhonda. So I'm going to let Rhonda tell you where I met Rhonda. Rhonda is a strengths activation coach. She basically is a get your life right and maximize your talents coach, right? And so Rhonda, where are you?
Yo, here I am. Hey.
Hey, how are you? You're like a pro with the live now.
Well, I am getting a little bit better.
You're getting great. So first of all, thank you for saying yes. Not only yes to the show, but yes to me coaching you and just, you know, I think you're doing an amazing job. You showing up. You're all over my timeline with interviews and helping people activate their strengths. Can you just tell, first of all, where did we meet? I can't even remember. Did we meet at Women in the Know or? Oh, Rhonda froze.
I think we did meet at Women. No, I'm here. Here. We did meet at Women in the Know. Somebody gave me your name and asked me to invite you to come and speak to us. And then you said yes. And so I think I may have met you actually at a networking event beforehand. But there you were, and you came and poured into our group, as you are so good at doing to everyone. And so we just kind of ran in circles around town that sort of on occasion intersected,
Yes.
but not very often.
Yes, yes. And so, and now you're here and you are now coaching people on how to maximize their strengths, forget weaknesses. How did you get into that? Like, and why are you so passionate about sharing with people? Because I think people focus way too much on their deficiencies. Like, I can't do this, I can't do that, but this, but that. So how did you get into this space?
Well, I got into this when my husband came home from work, or actually from church one day, and he said, "You are a woo." And I said, "What is a woo?" And he said, "I can't really explain it, but I know you are one." And so he told me about a test, an assessment that actually assesses for talent. You know, those personality tests are everywhere, but this is different. It's a talent test. And so I took this test, and sure enough, I was a woo. And I was captivated immediately because for the first time ever, I felt like someone validated who I really was. And I think I squared my shoulders a little bit and stood a little taller. And it was through that I really found my vocation and my passion. And that is to help other people really discover who they really are so that they can go out and do that and be that and do more of what they're already good at instead of trying to be someone they're not, which drains the life out of them. Absolutely. You have more energy and everything when you're really living in your natural giftedness.
Absolutely. And I truly believe that. I think Rhonda, let me just say this, like, Rhonda is a student of mine, but I look up to Rhonda in regards to what she does. Like, she is, in my opinion, the Strength Finders expert for everyone. So if you need someone to really help you identify, it's life-changing, really. Like, for me, and I'm just going to share my own testimony. For me, when I took the Strength Finders test, I was like, oh God, I've taken a million tests, right? Who hasn't said that?
Right.
But what it helped me with, once it came back and I understood where I really shined in those top fives, right, Rhonda, which is strategic is my number one. Futuristic is my number two.
Yes.
Strategic, that just speaks to, I'm like the perfect effing business coach. Like, strategic is my number one. Futuristic, meaning I got I can see past what most people can see when they don't get it. Then woo, okay, which is why I'm so good with people and developing community. Yes. And then activator, which is why I just start shit. I don't mull over things. I just make stuff happen. And then achiever means, I want to get the things done. And once I saw that, right, Rhonda, it's like the sky opens for you, because then you stop trying to be good at everything you're not, and you understand how you can fill in the gaps. And that's why I'm in love with the Strength Finders assessment. And so, B Smith says she is my coach. Love her. Shout out to B Smith. B Smith is great things as well. So Rhonda, can you just share with people, like, how do people let go of their weaknesses so that their strengths can really shine?
Well, the first thing they have to do is accept their strengths or their natural talents. That's the starting place, is embracing who you really are so that you can be more confident. When you embrace who you are, you do start standing taller. And one of the phrases that I love to use with the people that I work with, or I guess it's like, a motto, if you will, is I know who I am and I know who I'm not, and both are okay. Right now, there's so much shame around the things that we can't do well. And you're not going to release the things you can't do well and let them go and farm them out and create partnerships and outsource. I'm going to do that unless and until you embrace who you really are and understand who you are. So the starting point really is that self-awareness and that self-understanding in how amazing and powerful you are. And if I can just share this one other thing, April, the chances of, when you take the assessment, you get your top 5, what they call signature themes. And the chances of someone else having those same top 5 is over 1 in 278,000. And the chances of somebody having those same top 5 in the same order is 1 in 33 million. It's crazy. You know, there's like 22 people on the planet who are wired like you are, and they're nothing like you because they come from a different culture. They're a different generation. They have different life experiences. And so they're really not like you, even though they may be like you.
Wow. Did y'all hear the numbers on that? That there's only 22 people. That's like a lot. Like that's how unique and special we all are, right, Rhonda? Rhonda, yes. Julia Banks says, where can I find the test?
So I don't own the test. I just use it. And so April, you use it. A lot of coaches use the test, but you can go to the gallupstrengthscenter.com, gallupstrengthcenter.com. They're the ones that own the test. For under $20, you can find out how you are naturally, innately gifted. And then that's the starting point. That's where we go.
That's the starting point. And then they hire you to help them really navigate and work through the elements of it. Because we've even added you on to our coaching with our clients, right?
Yes, yes.
I mean, because listen, you guys, this is like real stuff. Like, you know, sometimes, Rhonda, like, I think people think there's so much, no pun intended, woo-woo stuff going on. But the reality is like this, like, there's certain things that successful people do. Right. And one of those things is being more self-aware and in tune, you know, with who we are and what we're good at. And so what else do people need to know in regards to this before we go?
Well, let's see. Well, they need to know that it is where we have the ability with the words from StrengthsFinder to create a common language so that we can now communicate, because, you know, words matter. And words mean different things to different people. If I were to ask you what wealthy means, we would all come up with something different. You know, I have a 2-year-old grandboy, and when he has his arms around my neck, I am wealthy. So wealthy means different things, just that word alone in different cultures, right? And so with the words from StrengthsFinder, we have the opportunity to actually level the playing field and start communicating in a way that we all understand. So I really believe, and I'm going to listen to the ring of belief when I say this. I believe that the StrengthsFinder assessment is the most powerful personal and professional development tool on the market today, if you know how to use it. And that's the big, you know.
I love it. I love it. And the truth is, people won't know how to use it. So that's why we need, that's why you help. And even I didn't, because the truth is, and I know we got to go, but the truth is, I wrote it off before. Like, she asked me, I was like, I don't have time. She asked me, I was like, I don't have time. There go Rhonda again. There's a StrengthsFinders lady, Lord, let me get away from her. But then one day I was like, let me do it. And I did it. And now I tell everybody about it. And it's great. And so, Rhonda, I just really appreciate you. I know that you have lots of things happening. You're doing lots of live streaming and on your show, and all kinds of things are happening. I know you have a free gift or something for our audience. What is it? Where can they find it?
They can go to tips.rhondaboyle.com, and I have a tip sheet there ready for you. I'll happy to send it to you that gives you 8 ways to be the very best you.
8 ways to be the very best you. Tips.rhondaboyle.com, and that's Rhonda with an H. Rhonda, I think you are absolutely amazing. You knocked my socks off at Epic with your speech. Thank you so much for gracing our audience and sharing with our audience. And I'll see you in the green room.
Thank you. My joy. Bye-bye.
Bye. Awesome. And we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Are we not taking a break? Wait. Hey, you guys, it's April Hunt, and I am the Master Business Coach of Coach Speak and Serve. One of the things that I enjoy doing, and this may resonate with you, is assisting purpose-driven entrepreneurs who are life and or business coaches, public speakers, authors, bloggers, and consultants maximize their message so that they can monetize that gift. And that's what Coach Speak and Serve is about. Listen, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for the underdog. I am coming for the person who is willing and ready to step into their divine purpose and calling through business. That's who I want. I want you to join me on this driven success journey, not only with myself, but with thousands of others of individuals who are looking to do just the same thing as you are. I want to see you at mydrivensuccess.com and get on a path that will change your life forever. Hi, and we're back. Thank you so much for joining us on our special episode, our iconic episode, series 2 of 2 for CEO Fuel. And if you're just now joining us, the reason why CEO Fuel exists is for purpose-driven leaders, entrepreneurs, bloggers, consultants, coaches, authors who are looking to really connect with other people, get great content, and just have a good time, right? We are in this world to make a difference, not only for the lives of others, but for our lives as well. And so thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already told me where you are viewing from, please let me know in the comments. And also, please make sure that you share this with your audience. Thank you for, if you missed earlier, then you just missed Rhonda Boyle, who was speaking to us about activating your strengths and forgetting about your weaknesses. And then right before that, we had Markeith Braden on of the School of Purpose, and he shared an amazing message about provoking your success. So the great thing about live stream is that there's a rewind. So make sure that you keep this alive in your arsenal of success, okay? And I want to bring to the stage now someone who I had the pleasure of meeting. I can never remember where I meet people. So we're going to have Mel B tell us once I introduce her where we met. But I'm really excited about her because Mel V is talking about, she's a parallelpreneur. She works a full-time demanding career and she is building her business as well. And she's teaching other emerging entrepreneurs as she emerges how they too can build a side hustle. And so Mel V, where are you at?
I'm here.
Hi, how are you?
I'm awesome. How are you?
Good. Thank you for being a part of the show.
I appreciate it. Thanks for inviting me.
Yes, ma'am. So tell people, first of all, where did we meet?
We met at a women's empowerment event here in St. Louis.
We met at Sunita's event.
Yes, 2011, 2012.
Oh, wow. It was Oh, that's right. We met. Okay. That's awesome. So you guys know one of my besties, SanitaWells.com, lives in St. Louis. Mel B lives in St. Louis, so that's great. So Mel B, you have since, so that was several years ago, you're still in it. So tell people why you're passionate about, first of all, helping people, really develop and do something outside of their main thing, if you will.
Well, I guess for me, I started small children, single parent, just, trying to make ends meet. And you do those things, Avon, those type of businesses. And I didn't realize, if I was better organized, planned things better, had the steps in the process, that I could really make some money. So what I was making was just enough to make those ends meet. And so here we are. Fast forward, no small children, but now grandchildren, and it like haunts me. So I am still in the business of building a business and making sure that, my family's well, I'm well, and hopefully, ideally, help some other people make sure they have, financial stability at home.
Very good. So really, this whole side hustle element came from a necessity, right? Yes. I think people kind of joke around about it, but I don't know anyone who has never done something extra outside of their main job, right?
Yes.
And I think what you're saying is, how can we make this actually profitable? Like, how can we really, put some things in a place where we're not just kind of making a couple $100 here and there, but you're really bringing in something that's viable, right?
Yes. And so, it is a process. I mean, there are steps to it. There are things that you can do. A lot of times when you're working full time and you're trying to do that side hustle at night, by night, you're really just doing things. Sometimes you can get stuck in just the task of it all.
Yep, spinning your wheel.
Absolutely. So, and it's simple things. It's planning, it's process, it's systems that can make some simple things just work better. You want things to run on automatic pilot. You don't want to always have to touch everything to make sure it works.
Now that's a key. Now, Mel V just brings up a key point. Now we're talking about how do you turn your side hustle into cash? And really, I think people always, Mel V, want to jump to the money, but there's so much that happens before that has to position you right for the money. And so I appreciate, your candor in saying, look, you got to get some things straight and organized. So what are some things that people can do? They're sitting, they have a job, it's evening, or they may be watching the replay during the day. What are some things that the person that's like, you know what, they're sitting at their desk and they're like, I really wish I could do X. Like where should they start?
Well, for one, I guess a lot of times, like you said, I wish I could do X. What is that thing? Is it a passion? Is it a purpose? Is it something tugging on your heartstrings, or is it really a business? And once you determine that it is a business, you have to understand in order to do that business, it's supposed to be profitable. It's not supposed to be something where you trade your time for dollars. It's supposed to make money for you. And so when you're deciding what that one thing is, you have to map it out just like it's a business.
Yeah, and what I appreciate about Mel V is Mel V. Where am I? Oh, there I am. Hey, Mel V. What I appreciate about her is because you have an HR background, she's gonna keep you straight. Okay. Yeah. Right. So she's not gonna be all up in your face and ha ha he. She's gonna keep you straight. She's like, what do we need to do to make this thing real? Right. Let's because if you're gonna take the time and energy, right, Mel V, then people may as well be real about their side hustle and what they're making.
Absolutely.
Because I don't know how many side hustles people have turned into a main hustle. You just never know.
Right. And it could be small things. People are doing things every day and they're not organized to make sure they are getting their money on a timely basis, or, scheduling things properly. You could be like, now it's lawn care. It's lawn care time. You could be cutting lawns. Something very simple is to set up something where they can automatically pay you.
Absolutely.
Pay you automatically as soon as you're done.
Absolutely.
Send them an electronic invoice. They can pay you via app, and you'll have your money in a timely manner.
And not only that, but one of the things in one of my older businesses, Mel B, that I used to do is I would give people a discount if they paid early.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they paid early, I would give them a discount. Right. So there's all kinds of things that people can do.
Absolutely.
What are one or two other things that someone's sitting there that they would want to do if they want to activate their side hustle and turn it into cash? What else? What are one?
There are several, like say one small thing is scheduling. We talked about that a little bit. So say, for example, if you're, I don't know, even a barber, beautician, someone that could automate a schedule. Someone can make an electronic appointment with you. They could reschedule. And that's not something you would have to touch. You put your availability down, and you're not, like we said, running in a maze, just trying to figure out what's going on every day.
Absolutely. And it's funny that you mentioned those things. So there's services like Style Seat that can help, with that specifically in that vein, and so really what you're talking about, Mel V, is just a person thinking a little bit more seriously about their side hustle and the things they're doing. It's like, because the probability is if you're making a little bit of money, then you probably can make a lot.
Absolutely. And who wants a little bit of money?
Girl, say that again.
I said, who wants a little bit of money?
Okay, so if you're watching right now and what Mel B said just slapped you upside the head, just type money in the comment box, please. Okay, she said, who wants a little bit of money? Nobody. I don't think anyone ever stood up and said, I want less money. So right. I appreciate that. Mel V, what can, I know that you're going to leave a gift with our audience. What can people get from you?
Well, actually, it's 3 tips on planning and organizing your side hustle to success.
Awesome.
And it's at the tinyurl.com side hustle with Mel.
So tinyurl.com, it's at the bottom of the screen, /side hustle with Mel. Okay, yes. tinyurl.com /side hustle with Mel and get those 3 tips on how you can organize your side hustle. Mel V, thank you so much for joining us. If you had to leave just really quickly before we go, and I know we're like late on time, but if you just had to leave just a piece of inspiration or something that you want to leave for a person that really wants to do something, what would that be?
I would mainly say it's not easy, but it's simple. Once you know the process and you have systems in place and you're planning and you're organized, you can get it done. Again, it's not easy. Like I worked all day. I come home, I work at night. I have blocks of time that I work my business, but it can be done.
Thank you so much, Mel V.
Thank you.
Awesome. So she said, it's not easy, but it's simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. And all that means is it's a lot of work, but you can do the work, right? You can absolutely do it. And so if you believe that you can do it, whatever it is, whether it's a side hustle, a main hustle, a book you want to write, a program you want to launch, a speech you want to deliver, a podcast you want to produce, a show you want to direct, a movie, then you just have to believe that you can do it and know that in order to make any of these things happen, that there is a process for all of it. None of it is terribly easy, but it is simple, right? We can all follow 1, 2, 3 kind of directions. Before we go into our next guest, I want to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with CEO Fuel. I'm April Hunt.
Are you looking to increase your bottom line with your products and services? Are you wanting to connect with an engaged audience of entrepreneurs who leverage coaching, speaking, and authorship in their businesses? Well, we may be a great fit. We're looking for sponsors for CEO Fuel. If you're interested, send your inquiry to sponsor@ceofuel.live, and one of our team members will get right back with you. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back to CEO Fuel. It's Epic April, and today has been our part 2 of our Icon series that I'm really happy and proud to bring to you with our icons who are just sharing, from their heart, from their knowledge, what you can do to really harness your own success, from side hustles to provoking your success, to ignoring your weaknesses and amplifying your strengths. And now I'm really excited to bring on my last guest, Tamara Lewis. And let me tell you why I love Tamara. I love Tamara because, first of all, let me say this. I like her because she is the brand that she's creating, Raising a Mogul, I think is like highly necessary. And I just recently am starting a nonprofit for teenagers where we're going to not only have, first of all, y'all know I don't even like teenagers. I said that last week, but I recognize, because I was one of those teenagers who wasn't necessarily great in school, was bored, but I was very creative. I wasn't the best student. And what I appreciate about what she's doing is she's showing people how you can really direct, traffic in regards to all the, not direct traffic, but direct your teenagers, your young people into something creative and constructive and in their own journeys of becoming entrepreneurs. So Tamara, where are you? Are you there?
I'm here.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. So Tamara is she's the momager for her daughter's business. So tell us a little bit, Tamara, about just your daughter's business and how you became, why you're passionate now about helping other parents raise moguls.
Okay, so my daughter's business is called Xandra. Her name is Xandra Cunningham. She started her business, it's called Xandra, when she was 9 years old. She ran out of lip balm, wanted her dad to continue to buy her more. He told her no. She turned that no into a nationally known brand 6 years later. My role in that was to be her manager, to be her sidekick, to be her everything. And it was a struggle, I have to say. In 2009, 2010, there were some programs creeping up for kids that had huge dreams to help them start up a business, but there was nothing out there to help me understand how to better support her on the journey. So I'm working really hard to encourage parents to support their children's dreams. And also I want to help them not only support their dream, but give them the tools and the knowledge and also the confidence that they need to make it happen and make it happen well. you know?
Yeah. And it's not always, Tamara, about necessarily, you know, getting rich from the kid's dream, right? It's like you are kind of fostering their creativity. It's like, what do you want to do? You're supporting it. But just coincidentally or not, right? Your daughter's business is highly profitable.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I would not really coincidentally, we worked hard for it, you know.
That's why I scratched that. I was like, no, not coincidentally.
Right. So we worked hard for it, but the money was not the motivating factor initially. You know, the motivation for her was to get her lip balm, was to create, to fill the void, you know, not only for herself, but other girls like her that were dealing with, you know, the issues that she had in regards to skin. And, you know, she filled a void in the community that we're in. So yeah, absolutely. But it became profitable through a lot of the hard work that we had to team up and try to kicking down doors, squeezing her into rooms. Most of the time she was the only kid in the room, creating opportunity for ourselves. There were a lot of no's. You know?
Tamara, tell people where all have your daughter been featured. And this is why I want to go here, because she's teaching parents how to raise moguls, and she's raised one. So give us an example of some of the things how many stores is she in? How many countries? Like, give us the skinny real quick.
Okay, so she's across the complete United States, so nationally known. She's also in 120 stores. She got through Etsy Open Call as the youngest to ever be to get a golden purchase order through Etsy. Everyone knows Etsy.com is a huge platform for artisans. She's been featured on Nightline. She's been featured on the Today Show. They came and sat in my living room. She's been featured on numerous news outlets because of the work and the brand that she's building. She's also a philanthropist, so the give back component is huge. So we talk about the money not being the motivating factor, but the give back should be the motivation for the children. So getting the parents to first understand the foundation of what their child is trying to build, and then feeding that to the children and exposing them to every single opportunity that you can is really key. And we as entrepreneurs, as adults, we work hard on building our own brands, building our own worlds and our own, the way we live. But sometimes we forget about our children. We go to a networking event, we go to a self-help event, we go to a motivational event, and we leave our kids at home. Why? Why do they not deserve the same exposure to opportunity and education that we give ourselves?
Absolutely. And I think it's because it's different, right? It's like, oh, I need this, you know, and so hold on. So Tamara, somebody's asking, where should parents start if they have a kidpreneur? Where should parents start? So can you give people a couple of things?
Absolutely. Well, first I want to say you should be in my Raising a Mogul community. So look that up, bit.ly Raising a Mogul community. And I'm also hosting a workshop on June 26th. And I would love for you to join me. It's free. And I'm going to give you all the behind the scenes of what it was like for me raising Sandra. But what I would say is start in your local community. First, sit down with your child, discover if this thing can really be a thing. We all have ideas. We all have hobbies. But what are they doing? Pay attention. What are they doing that you think might be able to turn into a profitable business, into a foundation, or into something that they can build upon, right? So we want to pay attention, look at the clues, listen to our children. Then you want to expose them to opportunity. Look and see what opportunities are in your community. There could be something right in your neighborhood that will support your child in launching their huge dream. Thirdly, I would say, pay attention and give them your all. That's really important, because a lot of times we're so busy in our own life with the haste and work, and I'm busy and I'm rushing and I got to do this. Yeah. They need us. They need the feedback. They need the nurturing. They need the confidence, and they need to know that we're going to be not only their first teacher, but their biggest cheerleader as well.
Yeah. Well, and I can imagine, first of all, thank you so much for those tips. And I know that this is going by fast, you guys. I know all of you watching, some of you all have kid moguls, or potentially you see something in your child. Make sure that you connect with Tamara, okay? So this isn't like the last time you'll see her. She has tons of information. She just shared she has a workshop that's happening virtually, right, Tamara?
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah. So we'll post all those links inside of the post where this video is being broadcasted. Tamara, what would you say to, because I would imagine that there's things that the parents also need to do. Like I could imagine, because kids are already kind of mouthy and they're going through their own growth. So how do you manage sometimes working for the kid. Like, how do you manage those roles?
I call that mom versus manager in my life. Mom versus manager, knowing when to shut up sometimes, knowing your place, knowing who's boss. So my daughter and I, when we're in her environment, which is her production studio, or we're out in events, or she, for example, we're in New York City or we're on a set of a live TV show, she's the boss. At home, I'm the boss. We have a very even understanding of mutual respect for each other because we work very closely together. And I work with parents also helping them through that part, because a lot of parents, we grow up thinking, it's the kid. Kids are supposed to be seen and not heard. We're not really used to respecting how they feel or what they think. So we have to break all those barriers, get past all that, and respect our children for where they are. A lot of times in certain areas, they're more gifted than we. So we have to respect that. So at Xandra Studios, she is the boss. If she says we don't make it, then we don't make it. But however, I am her manager. So she's a kid. So I also have to make sure she's eating well, she's sleeping well. I have to control her environment. So that's another thing we talk about, controlling the children's environment in order to set them up for the best success.
I love it. I absolutely love it. What do you think? I know we got to go and we're short on time. And I know make sure you guys go to bit.ly/raise my mogul. Raise my mogul. It's at the bottom of your screen and it will be in the link as well. What would you say? Because one of the things that we're doing, Tamara, is in which you probably will be a speaker, obviously, right, at our new nonprofit. And our primary goal is to have a summer camp where teenagers, young people can come, hear from people like yourself, learn, maybe even the parents can come. Because I think that, like for me, I'm just like people would have thought so, like she's unruly, she's this, she's that. But I think also people have to recognize that there's just something different, right? Like, do you feel like your daughter, like there was just something different about her? And do you teach parents how to recognize, these gifts?
Absolutely. So we're talking about paying attention, staying focused, listening, right? So every kid is going to be different. So what we're used to is them being given labels, right? He's bad. He won't sit still. He won't listen. He's always drawing. She's always dancing. She won't sit in her seat. She's speaking too loud. That's the greatness inside of them that they can't contain, right? So we as parents, it's our responsibility to explore that, to allow them to free play, to even from little kids from 1, 2, 3 years old. The environment and the freedom to just explore and be. So as they explore and be, and you give them permission to do so, greatness will start to rise. And it's our job to pay attention to that and to channel that. Like you said, we talked about, driving the traffic or driving the children. That's the biggest thing.
I love it. I love it. Make sure you connect with Tamara. Tamara, what's coming up next? So when is the workshop again, and where can people learn about it? Is there somewhere they can learn about it?
I'm so excited. My live workshop is going to be on June 26th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it is free. And I am so excited to see you all in there. And I'm going to be dropping just the jewels on my whole experience with Xandra, how we went from the kitchen table as a hobby to a nationally known brand in just 5 years. So a lot of this information, you can't find it on the internet. I've done it. I'm living it. I'm not going to tell you it's been easy. I will share the highs and the lows with you.
Thank you so much. Yes. And for those of you who are interested, once we get everything rolling with our nonprofit, please know that I will be leaning on, and this is what's great about respecting people's gifts, right? So just leave Tamara in the screen for a minute. I am her coach, right? I'm coaching her on something specific. I see a need in the marketplace in regards to helping teenagers and young people enterprise, create businesses, monetize, right? I think there's a different way and different ways for all of us to do the things that we love. Some of it is traditional, the college route. Some of it is maybe the military route. And some of it is the entrepreneurial route. And I'm going to be leaning on Tamara, my student, but in her lane, she's the leader. I don't know shit about what she's talking about, right? Like, she's the expert, clearly. And so you guys are going to, so seriously, like, I think that's what's great about growth, is that everyone respects what everyone does. Marquis, in my mind, is like the tech expert. Rhonda, in my head, is like, you understand what I'm saying? So Mel V, and everyone has their thing. And I just appreciate that we're all shining in our gifts and doing our thing. And it's like, everybody can win, right? Everybody can win. So Tamara, thank you so much. And I do have to shout out before I go to one of my favorite kid moguls, and that is Margot of Honestly Margot. I absolutely love her lip balm. HonestlyMargot.com. I would be remiss if I didn't mention it. Someone tag Irene or Margot in the thread and let them know that we were thinking of them. Speaking of kid moguls. So Tamara, thank you for gracing the stage. You guys make sure that you go to bit.ly/raise my mogul. Again, the links will be in the top of the video. Thanks, Tamara.
Thank you.
So has this not been an amazing episode or what? We literally have 5 minutes. We have gone over, which means that I'm going to be fast with my favorite thing. So before I even go there, I just want you to know that one of the reasons why I enjoy sharing my platform with people, with my tribe, is because this, for me, my business is really a family. Like, I want to see people grow. I want to see where they start. I want to see where they finish. You know, I want to see, you know, I want to support them during the times where they want to go work at Ross or McDonald's. You know, I want to be a part of that process. And so that's why we bring CEO Fuel. And so I'm glad that you tuned in to watch. Thank you for sharing as well. And just continue to be a part of the movement. Continue to be a part of the movement. My favorite thing. So this week, you're actually looking at my favorite thing. No, it's not my hair. No, it's not these amazing roses that came from Amber Noble Garland. Someone tag her. But it's this damn wallpaper. Okay. So I want to get, so my new favorite thing this week. So every week I have a favorite thing. This week, my favorite thing I learned from Rob was this wallpaper decal that you can use to dress up any space. Like economical, quick, no mess, you know, gives you a little oomph. And you can actually go to this website. I don't have any affiliate. I don't get paid if y'all buy it. But wallpops.com, that's WALLPOPS.com. It's called Peel and Stick New Wallpaper. It's repositionable and removable. That's what they say on the website, and that's real because we had to take like several of these things down, okay, because I made a mistake with the pattern. So, but I love it. And so if you're looking to dress up a space, you know, you don't even have to cover the whole wall. If you're doing live videos or, you know, just regular static videos for YouTube, you can actually get them. And I did go to Home Depot to actually buy them. So you can look at tons of patterns online, but at the local Home Depot, I just went in and literally bought 4, and it covered like a 12-foot wall. And I love it. And it really kind of brightens up. So that's my new favorite thing for this week. So if you're looking to brighten up your space, then I suggest maybe you go check out all the different types of patterns they have. Okay. So let's talk about the bottom line real quick. I got like 3 minutes. First of all, I have to say before we go, thank you so much to Markeith Braden of the School of Purpose. Thank you to Rhonda Knight Boyle, who is our Strengths Activation Transformational Extraordinaire. Thank you so much to Mel V, who is helping you get serious about your side business. And thank you so much to Tamara Lewis, who I think is awesome. And she is with Raising a Mogul, teaching us how to help our kids get paid. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to be ending here, but we are going to do a short after the show. If you tuned in last week, you know, we had a little bubbly and we were tuning in. So me and some of the guests will be on after the show on my regular Facebook Live. So you can absolutely tune into that. But here's the bottom line before we go. The bottom line is you can do this. You can absolutely do this. If you, and what, fill in the blank on this. So if you decide that you want to, for example, produce a movie, right? Write a book, number 1. Write a book, number 2. Write a book, number 3. I don't have the 4th one here. Rhonda has it behind her, right? Produce a film. You can do it, right? If you want to, you can absolutely do it. I'm currently producing a docuseries that comes out the end of this month, a 3-part docuseries, a documentary of women out of our community that are doing amazing things. So my point to you is you can absolutely do it if you attach yourself to the right vehicle that's going to help you get there. And yes, it's going to be bumpy along the way. It's going to storm sometimes. Sometimes you'll hit a pothole. You may even have a flat tire and your engine might even blow on the journey, but you can still do it. You can still muster up the strength, connect with people, and just have a fun ride with this entrepreneurship journey. So be encouraged. Thank you for tuning in. Again, my name is April Hunt, better known as Epic April. This has been our special episode of CEO Fuel featuring our icons. It's been my pleasure to serve. Have an amazing evening. Bye for now.
That's all for now. Be sure to tune in next time for your CEO Fuel. Remember, follow @EpicApril socially everywhere to stay connected. Be epic.